Hello, welcome to Mysteries of Athas. It's a Dark Sun live stream of a game using second edition AD&D. This is our fourth session, and our characters are investigating the ruins of a sand-covered city. They're in an area where the sand has briefly blown away, and called Arkhold. And I will hand it over to someone to say what happened in our last session. We're slightly early on this session, basically based on tough December schedules, so we're playing it earlier than normal, like about 10 days earlier. But yes, this is our continuing in that story. Does someone want to sum up what happened last time?
I can if you want. So at the end of the previous session, we had found an unconscious dwarven woman and what appeared to be a crying baby at the bottom of a tower at the edge of Arkhold. So Stiv, our half-giant, took them back to the cart and kept an eye on them. And the rest of us climbed up the tower to get a lay of the land. We used a rope to get up there and spend a bit of time looking from the tower down on Arkhold. We saw a strange blue glow coming from the uncovered area that was the northern quarter. So we came back down the tower, through the gate into the northern quarter, and proceeded sort of into the area, and we found where this blue glow was coming from. There was a huge blue sphere in the centre of a courtyard. I believe it was about 60 feet diameter, was it? And we very cautiously probed it a bit, touched it with things, and eventually Sadira put her hand in and then eventually stood all of her in there and found that she was kind of buoyant, and so jumped and found that she sort of could jump quite high, but then gravity seemed to shift slightly and she came down to earth with a bit of a thump, losing a hit point. And not really having any theories as to that, we decided we didn't really want to investigate that further, so we proceeded to the building behind it, which was a sort of big, grand-looking building, and we came through what seemed like a little reception area, like with a desk and so on, into a very large interior space with a raised dais. That's what the map is of on the screen. The dais seemed to have a lot of chains on it, and we discovered later that the chains seemed to be attached to some kind of wooden artifice on top of the dais. And there's a trapdoor at the bottom of the room, and that's what the square that you can see. I don't know why I'm pointing on my screen here. This is what I'm talking about. Which we did not go down. We just saw that it led to some steps.
You're pointing with your finger.
Yeah. And then we proceeded to the back, where there was some broken down stairwells up to some galleries which were looking down on this area. And another door, which when Gudea forced open, was hit by a beam of purple light, which petrified them for, fortunately, only a short while. Benvo and Sadira then went into that room.
Paralyzed. You were not turned to stone.
Oh, sorry, paralyzed. My apologies. Benvo and Sadira then went into this room where there was another desk on which was what Sadira presumes to be some kind of wand, which we've taken, which probably was what hit Gudea. And under the desk was another trapdoor or something of the like that seemed to be hidden in the floor. But again, down is dangerous. We didn't go there yet. So with some excellent lasso work by Gudea, he and Benvo managed to get up onto the galleries and have a bit of an explore, where they found some coins and a tin table, which they lowered down to the main area here, where we took custody of it. Metal obviously being very valuable. And we also realised that the chains themselves, being quite a lot of heavy iron chain, would be very valuable. And so we were just masterminding how we might be able to carry this back. We're hoping that Stiv will be able to come and lift it and get it onto one of the wagons. When a mysterious green figure, whose token has conveniently just appeared on the screen here, rose out of the dais and said something to the effect of, "My goodness, it's been a very long time." Anyone? Did I miss anything?
She sang Nickelback to you.
I think that's just about everything. There was some bits. I can't remember who discovered it. Who was it? Who could do the reading? That was
Oh, it was Mhaeve.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was me. Mhaeve.
Mhaeve.
Me.
Move.
Mhaeve. I'm just going with Mhaeve. Everyone pick one and stick with it.
Moib.
We don't need to be the same one as long as we're consistent. As long as we're internally consistent, it's fine. Mhaeve could read or something and thought it was Gnomish script on the. Well, I don't believe in reading. You don't need to read in the desert.
Yeah, the desert is my book.
Yeah. You know, you can tell you stories and everything. But Mhaeve said it was like Gnomish or something, like this, you know, ancient nonsense language that no one actually speaks.
Yeah, it was Gnomish script, it looked like, but not a language that Mhaeve could understand, even though they understand Gnomish.
Yeah, Mhaeve may or may not join us tonight. So you are temporarily without her ability to actually read rather than like read random. So things like traders tend to be able to be like a sort of literate. They'll often understand. They're not technically often meant to be able to read, depending on where they're from, but they can often understand trade scripts and numbers and stuff. So yeah, cool. Yeah, you had just seen this figure step up out of, or push her way out of the rubble. It's not really rubble, is it? But, you know, the broken wood. And you had, you can see her. She is a sort of translucent, slightly shiny green material. Like when I say she's a green woman, that's the material. She is clothed, but the clothes seem to be of the same material, except they're not solid. You kind of expect they would be solid. You know, there could be no give, but they seem to move very slightly. You know, as she moves around, there is some give to her clothes, I guess you'd say.
Does she look like she's made of stone or something? Like.
So you wouldn't be surprised, hasn't she? It probably is reminiscent of that to you.
Oh. I imagine Gudea is looking to the others and back to her, not quite sure how to proceed with this. We don't get things like this in the desert. Hello?
She looks maybe with just a hint of confusion down, like is almost of noticing you there for the first time. And says, patrons, I'm sorry you're not, that we're not prepared to host you. Evidently she looks around, there's no other staff here, and I mean, mate, are you sure it's opening hours? Maybe you should come back later.
When was the last time you went outside?
Is that dressed out?
She'll look up at the sky and then, yeah, she'll look up at the sky and then
look through the hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, and she's like, some time ago, I imagine. I mean, it's daytime now. I suppose we must be open.
But would you just check outside for me, please?
She's just like, no, my place is here. I perform. I am the Jade dancer.
But
I'm not aware of this. I mean, you've come so far. You're in for a treat. And smiles coquettishly, kind of in a sort of friendly and encouraging manner.
And you dance with these chains, do you? Are they part of the act?
She looks around as if, again, maybe almost noticing that for the first time. I was like, there seems to be... No, we have a higher platform. Obviously, something terrible's happened. It's fallen down, hasn't it?
Yes. I wonder how that could have happened.
What witchcraft is this?
Yeah, she does seem like it. Yeah, she's like, oh, well, we're all on the same boat then. Equally confused. And she says that she'll explain, I guess, that she let's check that there is there's a performance fee of 1 gold.
A gold
Head. She's like, this isn't. She laughs, in a tolerant manner. This isn't one of those down at heel places. It's home come now.
That's a king's ransom, or at least a merchant's ransom.
Well, I mean, we don't have any gold.
Yeah. No one has any gold.
No one. I mean, obviously, she says, "Well, you're very welcome. If you can find someone to serve you a drink, if there's drinks for less than that, but maybe that's more your part of the business for tonight." And says, "Well, I suppose very quiet now. I'll probably just, if you don't mind, I'll do some warm ups." And she just begins to stretch and more or less ignores you at this point.
If you're warming up, perhaps you should do them outside. Enjoy the sun on your face. If it's been so long.
She's like, I don't know. I being a construct of living jade, I don't really benefit from the sun. I mean, I'm told that there are health benefits for mortals, but it's not really something I worry about.
It's just the idea of the thing, Perhaps you can find people with more money than us, convince them to come watch you.
She's like, well, we never need to really bid for customers here.
I think you do now.
Perhaps one of my associates might.
She looks at you slightly affronted, Sadira.
Wait, that was me. That was
Gudea.
No, Gudea. Sorry, yeah, slightly affronted at Gudea. And then we'll turn to Sadira, who has started speaking.
Perhaps my associates and I might assist you by clearing your stage of debris by way of payment for your dance.
She'll kind of look around. Again, there's just like this passing confusion over her eyes almost. You can tell she's just a bit like, what's going on? This is very strange. But we'll shrug and say, well, it doesn't seem like anyone's going to be. There's no other customers who are going to be too bothered by me. Making a little allowance for your limited resources. So she's shrugging and says, "Oh, please."
Okay, let's get a call in the cavalry. Let's get Stiv and see if he wants to lift some chain for us.
Yeah, can Stiv come in?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the big orb outside? What is happening?
Beej, do you want to make as you arrive, do you want to make an encounter check? You've walked through the city, surprisingly, or maybe unsurprisingly, unmolested, but you're then like, maybe there.
Yeah, I hear them arguing with someone inside the building, so I come over.
Yeah. So it is like a 6-foot door. You are going to be crawling around, just to be clear. At least you won't be crawling around in the central room, but you will be literally crawling around in the front room as you come through.
Yeah, I'll have to hunch down real low. So this central room where they're in has higher ceilings?
Yeah, it's like a 2-story space.
Yeah, as in it goes up to, I think, 3 stories. There's 2 back. Yeah. The upper balcony level was pretty ruined, so you didn't actually get anything out of that. But the Benvo was on the first balcony level and actually obviously that was where you managed to lower down some stuff from.
Yeah, I'll squeeze through the door and sort of crouch with my spear and shield out, and then kind of stand up in the big room.
Didn't we find some actual gold coins?
We found 2 or 3, didn't we? Benvo found them on the table.
Yep.
I think Benvo.
3 large coins.
Benvo has 3
yellow coins.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Benvo's like, maybe I could pay for a dance. I don't know.
That's a good point.
I've
I'd like to
done that on the wrong colour.
I'd like to ask her. Tell her we're travelers from far away, and as her masters don't seem to be around, could she tell us about her masters?
She'll maybe look curiously, not in a suspicious, weird way, but just like okay, you're from far away, and we'll probably look at Stiv as Stiv arrives and be like, well, I mean, yes, you do look like you're from a long way away. Kind of just with open curiosity at the half giant. But he'll kind of she'll try and say, Oh, very, very, very well. I mean, perhaps. Perhaps well. Yeah. No, my masters own the tavern. The owner is called. But perhaps you've heard of him. She is called Cathalashera. She's a famous sorceress. I suppose she's not often down on the stage floor, but she and her staff protect. Ensure there is a good welcome available. There's fine drinks available, as I'm sure you've seen, and there's pretty standard welcome and rules for a higher class establishment. I know where you're from, you may not be aware of such things, she says, in perhaps a slightly superior tone, because she genuinely is just like, maybe they don't know.
It's not that far.
She goes, oh, okay.
Nimine is like, what,
she
a week
says,
away?
Yeah, yeah. I know, probably something like that. Yeah, that's not an unreasonable estimate. Yeah, she'd. I don't know if you mentioned where you're from, but yeah, she'll be like, oh well, I thought you're from distant parts, and we'll point to Benvo. But she'll say, probably adding 2 and 2 together, she will be like, I take it this rather gigantic gentleman will be be assisting in removing this debris.
Assuming he's willing.
Are you real?
She'll flick her hair and smile and be like, I'm asked that a lot.
I will.
Has Stiv fallen in love with the golem?
Well, I'll point at her with the butt of my spear and be like, "Can I touch you? Are you an illusion?"
She'd be like, "No, not part of the arrangement we have here, I'm afraid." And there is a sort of no weapons policy. I understand you're foreign, but you really must keep your weapons down.
What do I need to do?
Get all the chains off the dais and drag him back to the cart. I'm afraid
Yeah.
it's not very glorious.
I will
I'll
start
help
dragging
best
the
I
chains
can,
off.
but-
Yeah, we will
Like
do what
a-
we can to assist, but
Yeah. I'll just
What
grab
is
them like
your- what is
discarded
your,
pieces of tissue paper.
Yeah. There are rules for this. This is mentioned encumbrance, like to do with max press and max lift and stuff. But
Yes. Well,
what
assuming that my
is
sheet,
your max.
yes, assuming my sheet auto-calculated this correctly, right? The formulas they use is correct. With my 21 strength, my max press is 810.
That sounds about right.
which is more
Yeah,
than the weight
okay,
of the
so
chains, I think.
This is more than that. Yeah, the chains. There was a reasonable amount of actual research gone into the weight of particular link and length of iron chains. So yeah, it weighs about 570 pounds.
Okay, so I can drag them.
So this is like Benvo and Gudea are carrying like a little bit on each end.
Yeah,
and
we're like guiding the ends.
Yeah, let's just get them off the platform, and we'll put them by the door.
You're not contributing very much. You have the sense. It's mostly just Stiv lifting it and just dragging it, and you're like, bit left, bit right.
I think the two
Again,
of us
probably
carry
it
half
can
of
go
what
through
Stiv
the-
does.
Yeah. I think the door, you could probably get it through. Again, Stiv has the problem, obviously, of being very large. So
Yeah. Well, we don't need to take them
just,
out
adding
entirely.
chains as we go.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
drag it from the end.
Yeah, we'll just
yeah,
put them.
we could always get the ends through to you outside when we leave, and you can just drag them through.
Yeah, I'm just saying, just like put them by the door. We can take them out later.
While we let this woman do her dance.
I mean, this is the first person who seems able to tell us anything that we've met so far, so should try to get as much info out of her as possible.
I want to ask her, is it her master's magic that animates her?
She will say that her master was one of those who helped enchant her, but she is now she no longer relies upon
Okay.
an active magic.
Can you say the name of that person again? I think you said it earlier. I missed it.
Yes, I did. It is Catha Lishera. I can put it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was nowhere near right.
Yeah, I thought it was like a first and last name.
Yeah.
Not just a one name.
Actually, need to add some tags for some of these tokens we've got now. Advanced. Can I'm trying to remember how.
So,
it's settings.
was this sorceress just the person who created the dancer, or does she own this establishment?
I think she said she owned the establishment.
She owns on that. Controlled by. Okay. Benvo, you have control of your token.
Oh, okay.
I guess as you drag them off, you are. I put a name plate on that. You are again making a lot of noise. So I guess we'll start with Jade, just because then we know which way we're going around. Beej has already gone. Jade, do you want to make an encounter check for noise?
I've still got
as everyone.
danger sense up, so I'll keep paying PSP for that.
You got danger sense up. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
didn't drop
if he rolls a 1. No. If he rolls a 1, I will check to see if you detect something actually dangerous. Because of course, an encounter needn't be dangerous automatically.
But I still need to pay every 10 minutes.
That was a 6.
6. Yep. Cool. So you drag things out of the way, and then I guess Stiv can go back in. Everyone else is back inside. I'm still finding something for you, Gudea. Gudea, is he male?
I have
female?
one. He is male. I have one, but no copyright. Well, so I guess maybe best.
Feel
message the author and figure it out next. Just use something for this time. I can message the author this for next time.
Yeah, that'd be fine. We'll leave you with the party token then, I guess.
Yeah, I'll do for now.
Just for now.
Actually, I'll put it on the Discord so you can see, because actually I quite like the art. Where did I see it?
Yeah, no, we have to have a look. Pardon me. Yeah, cool. No, once you have, I guess you've cleared the chains and the wood. There's obviously a lot of broken wood to move off, but lots of that will come with the chains, and obviously partly that's just smashing on the floor, very dry wood, as you pull it along and kind of get it out of the building. But yeah, you clear off the wood, I suppose, and once you are set and ready, then we will. She is ready to perform. I see, because music starts emanating, and you begin to hear, like she says, "Oh well, as the band, as our normal minstrels aren't here, I suppose perhaps I should." I will help out myself if there is something appropriate.
I imagine Gudea is feeling quite uncomfortable at all this blatant magic. What is the cost of all this?
I don't know if this is appropriate or not. Let's find out. I like to imagine that actually it's the cantina music. Yeah, you see, what's his name? Oh, I could get the book. Snootles or whatever his name is. Can someone know off the top of their head? That guy just appears and starts playing. Yeah, she begins to dance in a very acrobatic manner. It's not like it is not necessarily insanely provocative or anything like that. But she is very, very, very flexible and acrobatic. Like she is able to move her body in ways that a human couldn't. You see the jade kind of or the stone or whatever it is sort of move and reform as if it was skin, but it's kind of weird. You're like, if that was human skin, that body would just explode. Like the bones would rip out of it. There's something kind of slightly uncanny about the whole thing, but also very, very entrancing. And she, you see her hair begins to move and grow and reshape and kind of like, form itself into patterns as she does this, into the shape of animals, into the shape of buildings, which are maybe almost reminiscent, not of the kind of lower class buildings in this fairly poor district you're in, as it's a warehouse district you're in, but of some of the nicer buildings and some of the nicer frontages, and of the Arkhold itself. A variety of buildings and animals and shapes and trees and lots of signs of kind of life. I guess that's something Gudea would notice probably quite strongly is how many of these are you'd associate with a fertile area of land. And she'll do that for 10 minutes or something, I suppose. This performance telling this, you gather there's maybe a story, like some sort of folk story almost of like talking animals. You get the idea in some sort of fableau going around Arkhold or in better days, swimming in the sea. Apparently, there's certainly something association of Arkhold and waves and of lighthouses and things like that, but it's kind of hard to know exactly what she's intending, given it is just pictures. They're very So you spend as much time looking at the kind of the strange formations of her hair as it grows and disappears as anything else. And then she in due time ends, and she curtsies to the five of you. I guess Cedric is nearby as well.
I can't.
Mhaeve maybe outside on watch. Yeah. She'll look around expectantly at the rest of the audience.
Gudea will also very slowly and kind of uncertainly clap.
Stiv's claps are probably like too loud. Just like
That's amazing.
Are you allowed to leave this place? Can you walk outside?
She kind of looks curious, like, I don't think I've ever been told I can't. I've never desired to.
Right. It's in your interest too, because I don't want to say this. I'd rather show you, but there's some bad stuff outside.
I don't think you'll get many more patrons.
What's your charisma reaction modifier there, Gudea?
Mine is +3 or -3, I guess. 3.
It's good.
Yes.
What you mean?
It's a good 3.
Yeah, whatever the good.
It's an actual +3. It's genuinely terrible. Everyone hates you. I think it's reaction checks. Are they DMG or are they PHB? 102. I think they're DMG. So that is an 8 plus a 3, and you are friendly. I think that 8 minus 3, so that's a 5. Sorry. She'll sort of almost shrug. It's not quite a shrug. There's something much more sinuous about it. Kind of some expression, almost of confusion, perhaps. But she'll sort of say, "Oh, very, very, very well. I mean, if there's something going outside, perhaps I ought to go and see." and will step down from the stage. Glowing as she does so. And I guess she'll wait for you to lead on.
Yeah, I guess we'll
Yeah, we'll lead her outside.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll drag the chains out after you guys. So you go out, and then I'll pull the chains the rest of the way out.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I guess everyone kind of comes round past the chains, and then Stiv follows up and crawls. They're with them like a bit between his teeth, perhaps, and pulls them through.
Just wrap them around my shoulders, and just backpack.
Just rolls over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she'll look out and she'll say, she'll look up in the sky and say, "How curious that the moon sphere is here."
What?
And then look around and just say, "Well, I mean, I didn't know this was the sort of neighbourhood we lived in. How interesting."
I imagine it wasn't. We know of this city as the Arkhold, as a ruin buried beneath the sands at times.
As far as anyone knows, it has been uninhabited for a very long time indeed.
We know of about 7 living people here, and we're 5 of them. Or 7 living people in the city, and we're 5 of them.
She'll say, "I mean, that can't be right, can it? I mean, look," she'll point up and say, "There's my picture on the sign." And then she'll repaint it, and she'll point at the sign.
But look around. There is nobody here. The streets are silent.
Well, she'll say, "Well, it's the middle of the daytime. I imagine people aren't coming to great dancing establishments and for revelry. I mean, you're the foreign drunkards," and she'll giggle. Out for a day on the town.
The city is abandoned.
When you first came to us, you said it has been a long time or something.
She'll look at Benvo, her eyes almost narrowing, and say, "Maybe I did. I don't remember. I suppose it has seemed like a time since I performed. But then sometimes there are times of crisis where the inn is shut during war and things like that. Well, these things happen. It doesn't mean the world's ended and the world's been blasted with sand and everyone's dead or something, or whatever you're trying to tell me."
Well,
What do you got against sand?
She turns around, she looks at you. She's got like a shaved front of her head, and she's got a knot at the back. She says, "I hate sand. It gets everywhere." Her hair turns back to its normal design.
You walked into that one.
Yeah. Well, that was unusual.
Roll 7 encounter checks for cringe.
You're not gonna like the world outside then, if you don't like sand.
Well, she's like, "Oh, it's just a line from a play."
I've never seen a play.
She'll say, "Well, we sometimes have them here. We're
Not anymore.
Sadira, you go for it."
If you knew that it may be at least as long again as it has been for you this time before anyone would come and see you perform again, what would you choose to do? Would you still stay in this place?
She'll look confused by the question. She'll be like, "Where else would I go? I have no plans or desires to go somewhere else."
Could you help us understand the Dark Sun world here? Would a common soldier such as myself have ever even heard of something like an animated Jade construct like this? This seems like it might be pretty fantastical.
Yeah.
To stumble across.
I mean, the Sorcerer Kings are very powerful. I think Mhaeve for instance, who is currently off on watch further away, might say that sorcerer kings are very powerful. I suspect Sadira particularly might, and probably actually, to be fair, Gudea maybe as well. But they might both understand that high level magics do exist and can do stuff.
Yeah.
But
so
obviously,
it's like rumors. We would have heard. You might hear a legend of like, oh yeah, a sorcerer king might have, but I would have never seen anything like this.
No, I don't think. No, probably none of you have seen anything quite like this.
So I just look at this Jade dancer and see like dollar signs in my eyes. She has to come with us. She could be incredibly valuable.
There are. I mean, I suppose there could be a win-win scenario here. Where we convince her that yes, there are big cities around. We're full of people who'd love to see you perform.
And make her a dancing curio for one of the sorcerer kings. That doesn't sit very well with me.
Couldn't she be a dancing curio for our merchant house employers?
On what premises were we going to set up a dance hall at Fort Cicero?
Well, just have her travel with the caravan when we stop in a town. We sell some stuff. She sets up a tent. We set up a tent for her. She charges people to come watch her dance.
Could we perhaps interest you in a roadshow?
What about going on tour?
Have you ever wanted to see more of the world?
See the great cities of Athas.
You're acting like a talent scout, turning up at like some small town.
Hey, you've got real talent, strange Jade lady.
We're gonna make you a star.
She kind of looks. What says? I think I should. I mean, what a wonderful idea. I think I should wait for Cathalashera though. She would want to know where I was going.
Perhaps we can go
perhaps
look for her. Where does she live?
She sometimes is at the Jade Dancer. The dancer assumes that that she also has somewhere else to stay.
Ah, useful when 3/4 of the city is buried in sand.
Yeah. But she's sort of again like, I mean, I it's not really anything we talked about. She would simply make sure my magic matrix my weave matrix was working, and she would tell me how well things were going, and then leave me to it. Really,
you should come with us, and we will look for her as we explore the city.
Well, there is the basement here. We haven't looked in yet.
Yeah, we could check that out.
Yes. Because wandering the city hoping to find her is not likely.
Yeah, although the likelihood of her living in the basement also not likely, but still worth looking.
I mean, and then the worst case scenario.
I didn't get the impression
she
Stiv is attempting to actually find her.
No, I'm just hoping that she spends time with us, and when we inevitably don't find her, we're like, well, we looked. Come along now.
But if we look in the basement and find her, desiccated corpse, then we can be like, look, she's dead. It's been 10,000 years. Come with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think either way we should look in the
Come with me
basement
if you want to
first.
live.
Feels like a distinct possibility that we open up the basement and there's just bones.
Well, either way, that would kind of be a.
One, we won't find her, and two, she'll be dead when we do.
Yeah, the worst case scenario is she's not dead.
Yeah.
She's something awful.
Angry revenant innkeeper.
I mean, what we don't know is what happened to the city, right? Like, we don't know.
Yeah, actually, where are we? What is this city?
The city might have just like slowly kind of diminished until it was abandoned, right? That doesn't necessarily mean there was something horrible that happened.
Maybe.
Do you know the name of this city?
She'll look at you and say, "Oh, you've said it, Arkhold." And she'll
good.
point up at the castle and say, "There's the Arkhold. I'm sure the lords are in residence now. If you're interested in, if you're really travelling the world, maybe you should drop by and visit them." And then she laughs as if that's obviously a ridiculous idea.
Actually, it's weird that you speak the same tongue as us. Because what language is that sign? And he points at the sign.
I think she'd probably be like, oh, "Why would I read?"
Well, I don't read either, but I hear some people do. You seem the sophisticated and educated lady type. You live in a city. Don't
The
city
lady
people
type.
read?
Those city Jade constructs and their reading.
That's interesting. Can I, Owen? Can I talk to her? Can I basically say, "Do you know what's in the basement?" But instead of speaking normally, I'll say it in Giant, and see if she understands and answers in the same language.
She takes a moment and then says back in Tyrion or whatever. She says, "Oh, I know some of those words. I'm definitely familiar with some of what you say, but well, Matt, as you say, you're from a very long way away."
Well, that experiment failed. I don't know what the answer is.
What other cities do you know of, Athas? Because I assume this place has been buried in the sand for a long time, but maybe it hasn't been that. I guess maybe I'd name one or two of the great city-states. Nibene or...
She has not heard of Nibene, I don't think.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember the other ones off the top of my head.
She says,
Gulg, Balik.
Probably lots of these wouldn't necessarily have heard of. Just thinking.
Uruk, Tyr.
This is where we played a game trying to remember
no, I yeah.
without checking the map.
No, she's like this. I'm afraid I've obviously not heard very much of your homeland. I mean, I'm sure it's a wonderful place. There must be really. I mean, what sort of music is there? What sort of dancing?
Our far off homeland.
Yeah.
Let's look in the basement and have that. Let's take care of that.
Yeah. I guess Gudea would probably talk with her a bit. Tell her he's not from a city, but tell him the few nomads who accept him enough to talk with him what he knows of these are what elves do. Elves don't like me.
We have the whole
elves?
ride back to Fort Sister to talk to her.
You ever met an elf?
She's like, oh, many elves, many peoples, trolls and gnomes and ogres, halflings and
the cannibals.
She look almost confused, like what? What are you talking about?
You said three things that are nonsense there, and then cannibals. Like, what kind of city was this?
She'll be like, no cannibals. What are you talking about?
No, they're definitely.
Yeah, she'll say. Say there's the great, the dwarven city of Camelot, where the great dwarven kings ruled, and yes, many such places. Waverley. Many cities.
You said Camelot?
Camelot. Where is Camelot?
Let's not go to Camelot. Tis a silly place.
No, she'll say, I'm afraid again, much like reading geography, not my strong suit. I just know where they say they're from. Camelot, I think, was some way off to the north. I think Waverley, perhaps near, also by the sea nearby. I don't know exactly where.
Is there do we know if there's a city roughly north of where we are on the coast? One of the.
I think we're on the edge of the still sea.
We're on a coast, but kind of easterly. But if on the coast to the north, I know the coastline kind of runs.
I don't think there's anything along the coastline that other than between us and Nibene, right? It's pretty. At least there's nothing on the map.
Barlick's on the coast to the west, I think.
Yeah,
So I
Barlick is
wonder-
to the west.
I wonder if Barlick could be this Waverley. He's got the map out.
No, she say she thinks Waverley is just somewhere pretty close to Arkhold to the north. She doesn't know, very much about these things.
I wrench open the basement door.
Yeah,
I believe the door was open actually to the basement.
I guess make our excuse and go to the basement. I think we have
Yeah.
possibly exhausted this.
It's just a trapdoor in the floor.
Yeah.
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 Perhaps
There are
ask
stone
her-
steps down into. Yeah.
Go
what were we saying?
on. I'll ask in a moment.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's
No,
not like
there's stone steps cut into the bedrock here, going down beneath the surface.
how uncomfortable of a fit is it going to be?
Probably quite uncomfortable for Stiv.
Should I still go
he could be-
first?
Unless Stiv is like the cartilaginous giant from Deep Carbon Observatory. Can he just crunch his body into weird shapes?
Yes.
Alex has memories of that.
Can I play
So
that
probably
giant,
Beej.
please, so that everyone can be scared of me?
Yeah, Alex, how do you feel about that giant from DCA?
I mean, I don't even remember it. It's just the way you describe it just makes me feel bad. I might have missed that bit. I missed a lot of DCA.
Yeah,
It just doesn't sound good.
it was a sufficient emergency that the party used their last wish off in a freak to get everyone who was there with them and on a separate sub party on the magic carpet to go somewhere else, which turned out that
Yes,
like
that-
some sort of ancient undead dark elf with them who stole their stuff and ran away with it and has caused a civil war amongst members of the party ever since. That was how bad. That's how much they didn't like that giant.
Can we see down to the bottom of the stairs, even if we light something up?
It's not. You've got some sunlight coming from above, to be fair. So you've got dim light at the top. Going down, it looks like it goes into tunnels beneath. I
That's what I
guess
was afraid
it's not
of.
necessarily what you wouldn't be surprised by. As in, it's the storage area and whatever else for an establishment, isn't it? So
Yeah, I'm just worried that when I get down there, even once we get down to the bottom of the stairs, I'll be like scrunched up and largely useless.
Maybe before we go down this trapdoor, we should investigate the secret trapdoor under the desk in the back room.
Yeah.
Rather than getting all lost in a maze of tunnels, I think the probability of something useful is more likely to be under the back trapdoor.
Yeah, and especially that was a room trapped with a wand, and we're looking for a wizard.
Wait, are we?
Wait, yeah, we're looking for. We're supposedly looking for Kefalisara.
Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah, sorry, of course.
I mean, we know we won't find her, but
Yeah.
you know.
Kefalisara.
we're pretending to trick
Well, if-
this woman. We're pretending.
But if
So is
we
that-
do
is that in
actually
this room
find
back here?
her, like sure we could trick her if we don't find her, but if we do find her, then that will make life easy.
Yeah.
This with the arrow.
All right,
the arrows
Sadira's going to try and open the trapdoor.
Going back into that room?
Yeah.
It is, I believe, locked. As in, the wood shakes off. The remaining wood that was half covering it shakes off, and I believe it is locked.
I will try and pick it.
Yep.
Where's my... Not a big chance. Right.
What did you
Do
get?
I roll pick locks, or do
succeed?
you roll it, Owen?
Yes, you roll pick locks. Dice Cam, sponsored by Budweiser.
That is a fail.
You forgot your dice key.
Yeah. No.
Dice cam not today because my desk is a complete mess. So you just have to imagine.
since the court case with Budweiser is ongoing,
We can't do Dice Cam anymore. They've pulled their sponsorship.
We do have an Indiegogo to fund our legal defence, given that we've been stealing the likeness of Budweiser.
We
deny that we've been stealing the likeness of
exactly.
Budweiser.
in the meantime, we're replacing it with tap water because no one can tell the difference.
Yeah.
That would get you sued by Budweiser.
It get you sued by tap water, I think, for the complaint.
Can Stiv fit in this room to the extent that he can just yank up this trapdoor? Because I reckon he probably could.
Bend bars, lift gates.
Or just try to. Try. I mean, you're trying to just try to rip off the metal top, I guess.
I was kind of hoping we had something to use, but I doubt we have a big metal crowbar. That would be very useful, but I doubt we have that much metal.
You want to use metal on a crowbar?
Nobody has anything like that. I've only got
so
wood.
I guess I'll just have to see if I can rip the door apart. The trap door.
Yeah.
What do I use? It says on my sheet I have an open doors, but I also have bend bars, lift gates, which is a percentage roll.
This is bend bars because this isn't a sort of knock down a door thing, is it? This is actually rip off a chunk of metal.
Well, it says I have 70% in that.
70%.
That's ridiculous.
Still a chance of failure, though. Okay.
But not today.
That is a success, to be fair. Yeah, that's a success. No, you will, I suppose, tear it up.
What horrible trap gets me?
And shake. No, not. It's not trapped. Inside, you see a bag of some kind, and a book.
I pick up the book.
That is quite decorated on its front. Yeah.
A book, so there's no treasure here.
There's a bag there as well.
The bag as well.
There's a bag and a book.
Can I read the book? I mean, what does the cover of the book look like first, rather? Or what does the outside of the book look like?
The front has a variety of decorative scenes on it. It has it has a tree on it. It has some sort of watery scene. It has a mountain.
Okay, I'll open the book and see what's inside.
Okay, so I'm going to need to have you make a save in a moment. As something bad happens. In fact, I'm making a roll. You see an amber snake leap forward from the book and strike you, and what's your AC?
10, I think. I don't think I've got any armor.
Yeah. You are caught and engulfed in a shimmering amber field of force, frozen and immobilized.
Oh.
I wonder what kind of foul magic could have caused this sepia snake. I also don't remember how long it lasts or what to do about it, but you know. Foul sorcery.
And that's why I don't read books.
Yeah, agreed. You know, in the desert, you just have to deal with normal snakes trying to bite you.
In the desert.
The desert is my snake.
The desert is my book.
So wait, Does it just look like? Does it just look like Sadira's frozen in place, or is there like a
Yep.
shimmering amber light around?
There's an amber force of field around her.
Oh,
I'm gonna poke her with my staff.
The staff rebounds. Doesn't even touch it, it seems.
Well. I don't. This is why I don't like magic. I don't know what to do about this. You know, I can mutter about foul sorcery, but it doesn't really help.
I can wait. Can we not touch her at all? Like if I tried to like pick her up, I wouldn't be able to.
You don't think you can. You try to kind of get a grip of the field, and you just kind of slide around it or off it.
Oh, so I can't even like carry her back to the cart.
Can I push her over, or does it just like slip off my staff?
Yeah, you do not push her over. You don't seem the staff doesn't seem to make contact properly.
That's so weird.
This is what we call not good. What's in the bag?
That's bad.
Let's just see what's in the bag real quick. Maybe there's
What's
an
in the
antidote.
box? What's in the box?
I could take a few steps back at this point. While Stiv looks in the bag.
Yeah, I hold the bag really far out at arm's length and kind of open it a little bit. It's like peek inside.
Surprise! It's more snakes.
18
I open the bag, pointing it at Gudea while I.
There are coins in there, copper coins, and a small tube.
Who would make
Look.
coins out of copper?
There's 10 copper. We're rich.
Are copper coins like used as currency, or?
I think so.
They are, but they are fairly more often melted down and used because copper is quite recyclable. So copper is not off. It is used as currency occasionally, but it's very much like a merchant noble kind of thing.
What's the tube? Like a glass tube, like a vial, or like a?
It's about 8 inches long, made of some sort of metal. You're not immediately sure what. Untarnished, uncorroded. It has a seal at one end.
A seal. Well, I can't read that. I doubt it.
A seal, as in like a design, or like it is sealed.
Yeah, like as a stopper. Perhaps that's a better way of putting it.
It's not got an aquatic mammal on it.
Yeah.
Does it feel like there's liquid inside if I shake it?
No, it does not.
Huh. Okay, well, maybe we'll investigate that more later. Unless it is the antidote to the amber paralysis thing.
I don't think it is. I have a feeling I might be able to guess what this one is, but
Well, yeah, I was going to suggest we at least take Sadira outside, but we seem to not be able to even.
what if I
them at all.
lasso her? What happens then?
Probably it's easy to. The lasso will fall around the field, but will bounce off the field if it hits the field. So you can, if you make it wide enough to go around her, it just flops around and doesn't catch anything.
Even if I tighten it, like
Yeah.
try. Like I tighten it around, it just bounces off and tightens again and bounces off.
Yeah.
That's messed up. That ain't right.
Tom, could you roll an encounter check, given that you have dragged some stuff outside and there's been a lot of noise outside?
And I'll spend another 3 PSP on dangers. Only got 9 left now.
3.
3, yep. Yeah. Guess the dancer will probably just be back. Yeah, Benvo, what were you doing?
Not a lot really. I guess I'm curious about the other stairs, but not much to do in this back room anymore, I don't think.
Benvo turns around, forgetting Sadira exists, and leaves.
Well,
Oh well.
That's the end of that chapter.
I mean,
I don't know what to do. Maybe it just wears off over
I
time.
think it wears off over time. So I think what we should do at this point is basically just, take watch. Maybe have a bit of lunch. Wait, half an hour or so, see what happens.
I mean, someone could take the time to at least go to the bottom of the stairs and just look down the.
But what if there's something awful at the bottom of the stairs? And
Then they run up the stairs and we
Just
slam
a
the
little.
trapdoor shut, and I sit on it.
just a little peek.
Just a tiny peeky boo.
Go on.
If you're willing to risk it.
Who's going down? Who's peeking?
I can peek.
I'll stand right at the top of the stairs, weapons out.
I will
Okay,
stand a bit away from the
are-
stairs and draw my bow.
Are you wanting to roll any of your skills?
The
Benvo?
sign that something is wrong is run back up the stairs screaming. Then we'll know.
Yeah, I guess
Die
I'll,
horrendously, and that'll be fine.
I guess I will move silently.
What's your move silently ability?
27%.
Not terrible, is it?
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's not terrible. At relatively low level.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will. I guess walk down the stairs. You see, there's a corridor with a kind of variety of rooms coming off it. Just the nearest ones you can see just seem to lead into. There's a bunch of sand in and around here, like you are up to your thighs in it, basically. Oh, your calves in it. Obviously, it's a little bit. This hasn't reliably cleared out with the heavy winds that seem to move stuff around. It's kind of really come into the corners. But yeah, you look around. It doesn't look like there's loads going on in these rooms. As you immediately look at the nearby ones, you probably see some bits of desiccated wood. Maybe it looks like the remains of furniture.
Okay, if I walk over to probably the nearest room and take a peek through. I'm kind of half imagining their cells
makes
or
sense.
something, but
Yeah. You look in to the nearest one, and you can see the faded remains of what must have been a gaily coloured tapestry on the wall. You can see. You think the bit of wood you're looking at that might have been furniture, like maybe that's a collapsed bed, just where you got this very desiccated stuff. You see wisps of fabric around. Obviously, you're kind of pushing through the sand a little bit here.
okay. Alright, well, that was my peak. And I'm a little bit apprehensive about the deep sand. So I'm just going to come up and report what I've seen for now.
The Jade dancer says, "See, I told you about the sand. That play was right." She does say, I don't remember so much sand from what I've been told in the pictures I've been shown. It really must be they must be selling me really selling me a false story of the world. Trying to make it seem a lot greener and more beautiful than it is. I mean, I suppose maybe you could get used to sand. She says, kind of nodding towards Gudea, who's obviously spoken in favour of sand a few times.
It's a subtle beauty, but you learn to appreciate it.
A sand evangelist.
Sand evangelist.
If we take some time, does Sadira come back to us?
Yeah, I think we should.
Just eating your lunch. No, she does not come. She is still in an amber bubble.
I think I'd suggest to take half an hour or some, during which time I could drop danger sense and recover some PSP as well. So
yeah,
it of course does risk us, a few encounter checks, but I think it would be worth it.
Yes, but we can watch the door and just...
Yeah, we've got a, slightly fortified place.
So the bubble kicked in after opening the book, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A snake jumped out.
The amber snake leapt forth from it. The snake is gone. You can't see the snake.
Okay.
So there's this amber field now surrounding Sadira, where she is bitten, perhaps.
We can't even just toss her back on the cart and continue adventuring.
I don't think... Yeah, we can't pick her up.
Jade might actually see this during this, because she didn't go back originally. She might be like,
Yeah.
She's become a bit of a statue, hasn't she?
Maybe. Can you touch her? We keep bouncing off.
Yes.
But you've got...
Amber, you're Jade. It's almost the same thing, right?
Well, almost the opposite. But
She's like a... Yeah, she's like, I understand Jade's some sort of stone, but and amber is a natural product, but okay. She will... she'll attempt it. She also glances up and is like, how curious.
Is this the work of your sorceress friend?
She's like, well, why would Cathalashara try to hurt you? I'm sure it's not Cathalashara.
there was a book lying on the floor. It had a trap in it. It seems this foul sorcery. This sorcery. I mean,
she'll say, "Oh well, I suppose you know what they say: curiosity killed the cat."
well,
What's a cat? No,
yeah.
I'm sure we have cats.
Do we have cats?
Do we have cats? I don't know.
I think they're very rare.
Domestic, not domestic cats. No.
Like lions, then. Tigers.
Well, no, mammalian life in general is fairly rare.
In that case, it's a good question. What is a cat? Isn't that
She's
kind
like,
of weird?
I think I've seen them. Small furred creatures. Sometimes some of the female guests like to bring them, or dogs, like lap dogs they call them, and they'll have them sit in their laps and stroke them, and they kind of make a meow sound. Cats.
Small and furry, isn't that halflings? The cannibals.
She's like, no, these are much small. I don't know. You obviously, where you come from, you obviously don't have cats. You seem confused.
No one has cats.
It's like, well, I mean, maybe not in the desert you come from. She says, politely nodding.
We have Kank. And Milkalot.
Yeah.
Do you know those?
She says, I think I possibly heard of them. Maybe. I don't think common round here. Maybe in dry, deserty areas. Yeah.
This is a dry desert area.
She'll again just go back to kind of standing near the stage or on the stage.
Oh, I'm wondering. There's a part of me that wants like try and use ESP on her to see if like she's actually in denial or is just like physically can't like comprehend. You know, she's got like some mental block from being a construct. But also, I don't know if she'll have any kind of psionics. I don't even know if you can use psionics on constructs. What do people think? Because if she does and she notices and she gets offended, that'd be quite bad.
I'd say probably not. It probably doesn't work. But at the same time, like, if she has a consciousness, then in theory, there's a mind to connect to. But I don't know. The construct nature might make it not work.
Mm.
I have an idea. If Sadira doesn't come back, if we take half an hour or so, when I ripped up the trapdoor, are there like bits of wood there?
Yeah. Well, there was a remaining bit of wood covering this metal, like the lid to this metal box.
Yeah, I would pick up a bit of wood and let's go back and just see if I can beat my way through the amber force field, like hitting towards maybe aiming for Sadira's back. So in case it does go through, I don't like smash her face open.
Yeah, just kill her by severing her spine. I see.
Sometimes the best way through is just violence, and I start whacking at the amber light.
No, it doesn't seem effective. Doesn't seem effective. Again, it sort of just slides off. It doesn't even bounce off. It's a weird thing that it's as if it just moves in a different direction so as to avoid the field.
How frustrating.
Amber and Jade.
I look forward to Thompson's character.
Right. I've got an idea. What happens if we put like, a blanket or someone's cloak down behind her and then dig out what is she stood on? What she stood on? What's the floor? Is there sand underneath her feet we could dig out to make her fall over?
Yeah, it's rock and sand here.
So maybe like put something behind her for her to fall on, dig out the sand underneath her feet and see if she falls over, and then see if we can drag her away.
You can try.
Yeah. I think we're running out of ideas at this point. I think we're gonna have to just like leave it.
How does it react to fire?
Oh.
What fire are you using?
A torch?
Yeah, you can light a torch if you want, Benvo. And use up 1/6 of its light, I guess.
Cool.
Its time. It doesn't appear to do anything. It just the flame wraps itself around. Kind of like
Right.
Licks around the shape of the force field.
Mm. Well, I dare say we've tried everything.
Perhaps we could look around some other buildings around the courtyard and then come back periodically.
Well, I think we should try the basement here since we're here, because there was more to the basement.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't really want to get caught down there on my own, but
I'll come and we can bring the guard as well. And was it big enough at the bottom for Stiv?
Yeah. He'd probably have to crawl around, so he could go down, but he would have obviously penalties and stuff.
Perhaps leave Stiv here and tell him to watch our back, and then if anything chases us out of the darkness, we can run back screaming.
Yes, I'll guard the dancer I'll guard Amber and Jade up here.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom, do you want to take Zedric as they go down back into the basement?
Yeah, at this moment, my character Zedric, the guard from the caravan, walks in and says, "What's going on, chaps? Found anything interesting? We've got to be out of here before nightfall."
I point at the Jade Dancer.
Oh.
I point at the Iron Chains.
Oh.
I point at Sadira.
Ah. Oh, interesting. I go and poke Sadira with my longsword.
The amber field drops and you stab her
The
in the
longsword
chest.
kind of pings off.
What happened to her then?
A book. And a
Got
snake.
bitten by a
Bad business
book
books.
snake.
Well,
Yeah, I'll stay up here. You guys go down.
into
And,
darkness then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm obviously at the.
I guess Benvo's torch is up, isn't it? What's your march order? Who's holding the torch, etc.?
Yeah, I'm thinking torch because all my weapons use two hands, but I should be at the back, so I can't really hold the torch.
Okay.
How do you two fight?
I can go first with the torch because I can. I think I have.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah, I have dual
I'll
dual
go
weapon use if I
alongside,
need to. But
Benvo if I can. Or if not, I'll go right behind him.
Yeah, Zedric with his obsidian sword and bow, I guess. And at the back is Gudea, who has, is it a quarterstaff?
I have my lasso and a longbow.
Yeah.
I technically have a quarterstaff
But
as well,
yeah.
but I'm not proficient in it, so I'd rather not use it. I'd
Great
rather
idea
trip
as
someone
well,
over
so-
with my lasso and have someone else stab them.
Let's okay. Let's try this.
I have dropped danger sense, by the way, because I when we said wait half an hour. See if
Yeah.
anything happens.
Probably you waited more. I'll give you an hour, given that you talked about having food, you talked about experimenting, and you talked about then you've been looking again. So I'll give you an hour if you want.
Cool. So that brings me back up to 15 PSP.
Yeah.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah. This is the rough shape here, and you can see. These entrances, as you can see, these are not necessarily the exact rooms. They're just kind of the general picture of where you've come in down the steps.
Do people think I should manifest danger sense again? I mean, I might as well. The chance of I've not got any psionic attacks.
probably, yeah.
I really should have picked one up actually, but I guess I'll worry about it when I level up.
Let's have a look at.
Yes, I will manifest danger sense again.
I probably can get a better Dark Sun Guard for this, but there we go. That is
Do
Cedric.
something? Rolling a 1 doesn't do something, does it? No, it's
No,
rolling.
I think it might do. I think
No, it's rolling
Power
exactly
score does.
Power score or 20, and 1's just
okay.
like the worst success, I think, generally. But that doesn't matter here. It'll be if you roll the 1 for my danger sense, that would matter.
Yeah, because that gives you more warning, doesn't it? Possibly.
Less
Is
warning.
that the way it works?
Less warning. The higher you roll, that's a success. I thought was the longer. I got like it
Yeah,
rolled like
might
I
well
think
be
it'd be
right.
like a 14 or something. Gives me like a full round. Basically tells me exactly where the danger. Or the 12 or more knows whether danger is anywhere. 8 or more, I have a round of warning if there's danger. 7 or more, I get moments. If it's 1 exactly, it's several moments, but the director is off. So that'd be on the one you roll, presumably. And then if they have less than one round of warning, DM decides how much prep. I always get +2 on surprise rolls.
Okay. So you've passed your power score. Do I then? Is it that I then roll potentially for any danger?
Yeah.
Or is it that you automatically
Yeah,
get a
that's.
read on danger?
I think that's how we said it would be. That you'd roll if there was danger. Because
I'll roll
I
for
don't know
each.
I don't know if there is danger. So you
Yeah.
can keep
Oh yeah. Well, it depends if the original one counts as a danger sense as well.
I don't think so. Like it's weirdly written, but I think the best way. I check to see if it manifests, and you
I
check to
think
see
it's
if
in.
it works.
Yeah, I will check in the chat.
I posted it in there, and the wording's.
Yes, you did. You did.
The wording's
That's
very
why. Yeah, that's why I'm checking the chat.
simple. It's a lot
Is it
of
in the
words.
main
It doesn't
session,
give
I
many.
think?
Yeah. It's got a lot of words. It doesn't actually tell you very much.
Just wait for this to load. I think it's you put up contact and you put up thingy, didn't you?
Yeah. But, well, it's the most recent one in main session.
Yeah, oh yeah, for reference. It's Wiz -3, which feels like 15 or something, isn't it?
14. Yeah.
14, yeah. Before you detect danger, doesn't give any specific type. He does learn the general direction, and if it's high, you get more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it is a
Sure,
powered
okay.
check you do for me, so above a 14 would still fail to detect anything.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Okay, so you begin to step down. You put that up. Cedric follows. Stiv stays at the top on watch. Yeah, Benvo, which way?
So which was the room I first poked my head into?
This one.
Okay, let's...
You've looked in there. It's a small bedroom-looking place, you think?
Let's maybe try the opposite one.
Yeah, if we just like kick open all the doors, see if I detect any danger, then we can deal with it
Oh, okay, yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah. There's no doors left here, like that you can see, as in you see some wood and some tiny bits of, like there's a lot of red dust everywhere around the doors. But yeah, you look in this one. This is a similar sort of small bedroom. Again, a foot of sand or so. It's not completely impeding you. It is probably slowing you. I need to check the exact thing, but it's probably slowing you a little bit. Yeah, this is a similar sort of room. Here, you do see some fragmented wood in a pile at one end with heavily corroded metal, as in kind of probably to the point of near worthlessness, but heavily corroded metal on it in bands.
A barrel? Must be a barrel.
Oh, yeah.
Is it just the one of those, or how many? Like how many?
There's just one.
Okay.
It could be a barrel, it could be a box or something like that. As it's just like something that's had metal bands or clasps or something on it.
Yeah.
And it's somewhat shattered and put up. I mean, Benvo can step over to it. He can ignore it.
I can take a look if you want, or do we want to
I think
scope out the whole area first?
I think if we just look in every room, because if there's something hiding in here and we make some noise and attract it,
Yeah.
it's better for us to be proactive if there is something here. Insects or something. I'm not sure what would be down here. Actually, you're a ranger. Are there any? There's dust and stuff down here. Is there any disturbance in the dust that we haven't caused? I assume you have track, but
I can track, yeah. I don't strictly know if it applies here, but I can have a look.
Yep.
Okay, to track a particular quarry, the quarry must be capable of leaving a physical trail. The ranger must be able to find the trail. But yeah, I can track.
I guess it's more looking for tracks than following them. It's just like the existence of tracks is what we're worried about.
That might be
Is that
that
more
might be a
general?
non-weapon proficiency in this case potentially.
Isn't track a non-weapon proficiency as well as
Tracking
the
is
ranger
a-
ability?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because it's like massive negatives for track non-weapon proficiency if you're not a ranger.
Just having a look at if optional proficiency rules are not used, you have tracking proficiency. If they are used, you know tracking without expending any points.
Yeah.
So you have tracking, which, if we go to non-weapon proficiencies, so yeah, it's essentially that you have the non-weapon proficiency tracking. Free.
Train. Non-rangers -6 penalty. Rangers have no penalty. Modifiers on terrain and time, light.
Indoors, the tracker must have seen the creature in the last 30 minutes and begin tracking from the place last seen. You need to have a bead on the creature.
But could you, maybe if you're not following tracks, just looking to see if any tracks exist? Could that not be done?
Probably. If you want to roll tracking and just see if you notice anything particular, like as in if there are any tracks. I'm trying to think what if there'd be a better, better NWP that described that, but we can go for that if we like.
Maybe alertness might do that, or something like. Almost a 50 proficiency check, but not quite. Something like that. I think.
No, alertness is more about not being surprised, I think.
Observation? Does that exist? There's something like that that's almost basically perception check.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to roll tracking, Benvo, you can.
Okay. So that's going to be D20, is it?
Yep, D20, roll low.
19.
You're like, I have no idea. You're like, it's sand. You explain to Gudea patiently.
Yes, sand. Excellent. Stale sand, I'm afraid.
I guess I'll just have to take a look in the next chamber.
You can. I think you should have control of your token, so move it to the one you want to go to.
Yeah, I'll probably stay in the hallway regardless.
Yeah. I will stay in the hallway, but I'll stick sort of near to where Benvo is.
Yeah. Benvo is. So you see here, this opens out into a large room. You can see Zedric, so does this one. You can see in here, you can see Benvo, some fairly large, again, lots of wood, you see corroded metal, you can see, torn fabric, like there's lots of wood and stuff here in rows, in piles. This one is slightly higher ceilinged than the other ones, which were quite low ceilinged, you thought, obviously probably to preserve, so they didn't have to keep digging up towards the surface level. But here, this is slightly higher ceilinged in the cavern. It's cool, but still very sandy. Like, as I said, it's got the same kind of sand, but it's a pleasant place to be compared to the surface.
Okay. Well, continuing with our scoping the perimeter, I'm going to take a look at the bottom left one.
Yeah, the bottom two. So yeah. Bottom left one. Yeah, this appears to be a bedroom again. And by that I mean there's kind of furniture-shaped stuff. It's kind of hard to tell. You can see the bed here. You think is quite wide, and you see that there are the remains of lots of cushions, not rotted and disgusting or anything, so there's no damp, is there? It's just all kind of like you actually even see some fabric which seems to be has remained reasonably intact in here. You see there is a glint. At this point I'm thinking you've taken 4 turns. You've got 1 turn left on this this torch for the record. You see it that glints off some glass. It glints off glass in the corner, and you see there is a mirror of some kind.
So is that 4 turns down here?
Yeah, 4 rooms.
Right,
3 rooms plus being up and down the corridor.
In that case, after the 3rd room, I ran out of PSP and no longer have
Yep.
danger sense up.
Okay.
Well, didn't sense any danger. I guess we can take our time now. Well, I guess we've got plenty of torches. We can take our time.
And the bottom right room.
Another bedroom. This one with a large metal bedstead, corroded, and kind of broken springs and corroded springs. You may not know what a spring is. You probably have literally seen springs. You know, like they're not an absolutely brand new technology, but you're like some curling metal in the frame. It's fairly worse for wear. There is a wardrobe or chest of drawers, I think, actually, but the drawers are all tossed out.
How big was the mirror?
The mirror was about probably 3x3, 4x3.
Oh, right, so pretty big.
Right, like
feet.
Yeah, not tiny. Yeah, not feet. Not floor, not like full length or anything, but quite large.
That's probably worth something.
Yeah, definitely. It would be silver, wouldn't it?
Unless it's cursed.
Wow.
Magical.
Okay. What do we want to check out first? The mirror, debris in the other rooms, the bigger rooms.
Should we start with the rooms least likely to be cursed, which is kind of the bedrooms? You know, maybe start with that, the bands of steel and, you know, ruined barrel or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. That seems reasonable.
That was in the first room, was it?
Top left.
Top left, yeah.
Cool, yeah. I want to go and dig through those bands and see what we can...
Yeah. Yeah, no, you go and do so. The metal here is very corroded. You think it's some sort of chest or like box, but it's hard to tell at this point. There is, you think, like a rusted lump that might have been the lock. Inside, in that area, there are some scraps of fabric and some kind of small bits of paste jewellery.
What jewellery?
Paste costume jewellery.
Oh, right, okay.
Non-precious stone, things like that.
Polished glass or something.
Wax. Polished glass, yeah.
Okay, right, okay.
Well, we could sell that to someone for more than it's worth, right? Keep hold of it, you know.
Okay, yeah, fine, I can grab it. I guess I'm just going to stick that under one entry, like cloth scraps and...
Yeah, go for it. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Cool. What do we say about this mirror then?
Zedric will go and have a look at it.
Touch it.
Yep.
An amber snake leaps out of the mirror.
There's a good fellow.
Yeah.
Looks
Zedric,
valuable,
it is not silver. It's like the texture of it is glass.
No, just glass.
Well, I'm not sure if you've seen a glass mirror, Cedric. So.
Is it clean?
Yep, you'd say so. The frame, the kind of cheap wooden frame with kind of gold paint is pretty dried and cracked, but the thing itself seems fine.
Even though everything else is like dusty and sandy.
Yeah.
I'm not touching it.
Does the reflection look normal?
Yeah, it looks like Zedric. Well, if you count Zedric as normal.
No. Sus. Sus that. I
Is
leave.
this some urban talk? What the city people say.
You don't get to be his guard as long as
Benvo
I've been a
said-
guard without knowing what's sus.
What do Benvo and Cedric do now?
Do we want to check out this bigger room?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna head through to the bigger room.
What, the left-hand one?
Yeah.
Yep.
And remind me
yeah.
what was in here.
I mean, looks like boxes and barrels and things like that. Yeah, there. Some of which seem more intact than others.
Okay. So I'll have a look at some of the
Yep.
more intact ones then.
Yeah, there is a box which like a wooden crate, not a box, is intact. It seems. I mean, you could probably just get a knife in and lever up. I don't know if you have a knife, but lever up the lid if you wanted to look
I
at
do
it.
have a bone dagger.
Yeah, that would work. No, the wood cracks easily. Inside there are bottles, dusty bottles, but still intact as far as you can see. There is that kind of, as far as you can see from the colour, is a fairly fiery orange colour. There are 12 bottles in here.
12 bottles of whiskey.
Sunny D.
Or something. Yeah. Man, it tastes the same as it did 2,000 years ago. numbers.
Made with the colour of real oranges.
Okay, cool. I guess this
What else? Is there anything else?
Probably nothing is intact in this room. Like there's smash bottles. You can smell in places, and you know the scent of this. You can smell occasionally, like the smell of almond in broken boxes that have similar bottles in it.
Almond.
Almond.
Yeah.
What's almond look here? Is that amaretto?
Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they strangely square?
You've
square
rediscovered
bottles?
Disaronno.
Strangely square bottles.
No, I don't
Like
think so. I think
hydrogen
they're similar
cyanide smell
bottles.
like almonds or something.
Hydrogen cyanide.
Yeah, maybe it's just cyanide. Yeah.
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 Or is that garlic?
Okay.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
No,
okay, well,
bitter almonds are full of cyanide. So.
I'm inclined to pick the crate up and just take it upstairs.
Perhaps wait a moment,
Yeah.
because I imagine the Green Lady won't be happy. Walk off with the booth. She hasn't quite got the message yet that this is the way the world is now.
I mean, we're trying to get that message across to her, right? And I don't think she's gonna
Have
try
you
and
played
stop us.
Fallout or Wasteland?
Have you ever seen this play called Mad Max?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could, but perhaps I could suggest Stiv distractor or something whilst we sneak it out the building behind her. Would work better.
Okay, well, I'll bring it out and leave it by the foot of the stairs then.
Yeah, that's fine. You put it there, I guess, where Zedric is currently.
I think Zedric's just gonna take
Okay.
it up.
Anything else? Yeah. Zedric doesn't care.
Yeah. Zedric doesn't care. He just takes the bottles up. He thinks he's got some good
yeah.
swag here,
Yeah.
Cool. Just delete that then.
and he puts them down over here, and then he comes back down.
Yeah. Cool. Benvo?
Final room, I guess. Oh, or the second big room anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, you look into this one. You can see in here there is in a rack on the far wall. You can see a number of bottles which have a. It's not literally glowing, but in the torchlight you can almost see like a glow of minty green bottle, like liquid in the bottles in a rack on the far wall.
Okay. So we've got green bottles a la Jade. We've got orange bottles a la Amber.
I'm very
actually,
suggesting you get really drunk to see if that solves the puzzle or something.
no, because there's some things that that do have an effect from alcohol. Like I think alcohol dissolves sovereign glue or something, or maybe not sovereign glue, but certain types of alchemical glue.
So how many bottles were there of the green stuff?
I think you see 5. They are not kind of full-size bottles. They are like half bottles or something.
Okay. What are they sealed with?
They have some sort of wax on the top. Presumably they're corked or something, you kind of assume.
Okay. I guess I'm going to pick them up, if I can pick them all up at once, and carry them upstairs.
You probably can. So you're going across to there.
Yep.
You've got to give people the chance to make the decision. The sand begins to seethe around you as you step into the room.
Steve.
Can we seethe? Yeah. Let's check if you are surprised. Do you have any protection against surprise?
Yeah, I have alertness.
What does that do?
A successful proficiency check reduces his chance of being surprised by 1.
Well, if you want to make a proficiency check, you can.
So that's a D20, is it?
Yeah.
D20 roller, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
14.
What's your proficiency score in that? I'll say on the non-weapon proficiency.
I don't think I have it noted. 1 second.
Alertness is wisdom +1. So whatever your wisdom score is +1, you want to roll equal to or lower than.
Okay, wisdom +1. My wisdom is 16, so 17, so that's under.
Nice.
Yep.
That is a pass. Yeah. You see then what this is. Does not gain surprise. There are a number of small, small, kind of medium sized. They're kind of several feet long. Like they're narrower than that. So they are able to hide beneath the sand. You see several. Are we going to get a copy paste on this? Can it come across? I'm trying to get you a picture. That's annoying. Okay, give me 1 moment. As they're kind of 4 foot long, orange nosed or nubbed or something. At one end they've got brown, a brown middle body, and then tiny tentacles at the other end. As they begin to breach the surface and head for you.
What?
I'll rush over to help.
And yeah, I was going to say you'll be an initiative, so there's no surprise. They don't get to just try to eat you.
Are they animals?
Mineral, animal, or vegetable?
Well, they're animals, and but But between the ranger and the druid beastmaster scion, I think we should be
Stiv,
okay.
you hear your ally call from beneath. Something begins to go wrong.
Ah!
Oh, that's the sign to slowly close the trap door and walk away.
Just in case.
Close the trap door and stand up.
And leave. Yep. Looks like this. And there
Run
are
back
several of them.
upstairs.
I'm gonna take a guess that is some kind of animal. And it
Declare
probably
your
doesn't-
actions. Gudea, you can see this. Zedric and Stiv hear it. Benvo, you can see it. Obviously. What are your actions before your initiative?
I rush around the corner with the intention to attack whatever is attacking Benvo with my longsword.
Benvo. Yep, so Zedric is just a move then, basically, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because you don't have a target. Okay. Gudea.
I will shoot them with my longbow.
Which is going to be, is that 714, I guess, for your speed? Stiv.
What's happening? I probably should.
Cool. Yeah, get information. Benvo.
I'm going to attack with my bone dagger.
And the speed on that is going to be 2, isn't it? Okay. I'm going to roll initiative. 5. Beat my 5.
I guess you can roll this, Benvo. Nice.
What did you get?
2.
2.
Yep. I'm just making a token for these gribblies. So yeah, you're going to be attacking first. I mean, there are several between you and Gudea. You can see several kind of breaching the surface. I guess you're stabbing for the nearest one, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. So I got a -1 with the bone dagger.
-1 to hit. Is that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what's your base Thaco? I guess depends on your strength, but
It's
yours would be
18.
like 18. 18
Yeah.
is going to be 19 Thaco with the bone dagger.
Yeah, and then no modifier from strength because only 16, right?
So that's a D20 and I've got a equal 19, is it?
Well, 19 would hit AC 0, so it's.
Oh
it's-
right, yeah, okay, yeah.
So the
no,
higher the
Understood
better. You're
this
rolling
system,
high.
yeah.
So that would hit AC 7.
AC 7.
D20, right.
AC 7 hits.
Nice.
Oh. Not too hard to hit then, but there are 4 of them.
And then I've got a -1 on the damage for the bone dagger, but a +1 because of my strength.
Yeah. 16
So
is
that's
plus
just
1 damage.
1d4, yeah.
Two.
2 damage. Yep, you jab down towards it and pierce its flesh, cutting across it, and there's a horrendous high-pitched squeal that kind of shivers in your bones as you cut into it, and it kind of slightly shrinks away. It's not dead or anything. They are going to be going on an 8 with natural, so and you got to. So they're going first. Yeah, I guess
Just
two are going to head towards Gudea.
Yeah.
Of the ones that you can see, 2 go towards Gudea,
Ooh.
and 1 hits. 1 is going to miss. I wouldn't worry about that one.
Yeah.
1 hits AC 7.
I'm 86.
Sorry, AC4. Sorry, that's 17. It hits AC4, so that will hit you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no!
Ah, no. Oh,
And does
no.
4 damage.
I have 5 hit points. That puts me on 1. Oh, no.
And then Benvo, the other one hits AC7 and AC6.
AC
The other
8.
two. They're both hitting. Is this the end of Benvo?
No.
7 damage, Benvo.
Nope. No,
You still up, Benvo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Benvo's got 5 times my hit points.
Yeah. Benvo starts literally laughing at these guys, just like, ha 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 ha. So Zedric is moving. That's fine. Gudea, you can change your I'll give you, if you want the chance to change your action, or you can fire still. I'm trying to remember if there's a penalty to firing adjacency, because I think there might be minimum range on bows and stuff. So
That would make sense. I don't remember reading it. I haven't read the whole of chapter 9 though, so.
yeah. And Stiv is calling down as well. I think Stiv is calling down what's happening. So I don't know if Zedric or Gudea want to.
We'll shout
respond.
the situation to him, but I've no idea what he's going to do to help if he'd have to crawl down here.
Yeah, weird creatures crawling out of the sand.
I was thinking of maybe throwing a bottle down.
I
on
feel
the
like
floor
that
and
could
setting
go
fire
bad.
to it, but if Benvo is on the other side of them, that's probably not a great idea.
That seems like a terrible idea. Ray. Missile weapons in combat. 2 categories: standard direct fire and grenade-like missiles. Rate of fire. Attack modifier modifies missile combat. Firing into melee. Cover, grenades. Parrying. I don't see anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I think.
I think there's like there is the kind of if you specialize in a longbow, there's point blank range as a range increment or something, but I don't remember what that does.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you've got 5 foot movement to step back and fire. So, and no one else is in combat with them, so you can do that. Fire your first shot.
Unless it's under weapons, I'll just check that and then check if there is actually like a minimum.
I mean, I would say step back, because then I can get between you and them.
I think there's a thing actually.
Full disengagement would be his action.
I was reading. There's supposedly a thing you can move like a little bit and shoot at half your rate of fire. So I could maybe do that.
Yeah. Though you take an op attack for not disengaging.
Yeah, I definitely don't want. Well, I guess I'll. So I can either just disengage and leave, and that's it, or I could shoot one. Yeah, I don't want to risk it all, so I will just move. I'm just leaving, or leaving to the stairs.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
Yeah. Stiv,
And I'm
Stiv.
Probably, yeah, shouting to Stiv. Stiv, I've been attacked. I'm having a terrible time.
Okay. Round 2. Declare actions.
Attack with my longsword, the nearest one.
I'm gonna cast Cure Light
So you'll
Wounds
be
on
moving
myself.
there.
Cure Light Wounds, Cure Light
Stiv,
Wounds.
what's your action? What's Stiv's action?
Is Gudea blocking the stairway down?
No, he doesn't have to be. You can swap.
Yeah.
Ally.
Yeah, I feel like I'll try and crawl down the stairs, and maybe when I get in that main chamber, I won't be like so squeezed.
What? What's your movement rate?
30
normally. So, yep. So
it's normally
which is 6, isn't it?
Yeah, I might be.
Your movement rate is 6, isn't it? So you'll be able to get down to where Zedric is.
I've got like a pretty. I got like a beefed up movement rate because of something. I think the half giant.
Yeah,
thing.
giants move faster than just about everyone else does.
Yeah,
which is why they have 30.
Yeah. So when you say 30, you don't mean you have movement 6 then, because that basically gives you half movement because you're on your hands and knees. That's all. So each of those squares is 5 feet. Okay, you're going to move down, and are you going to attack on sight if you have a target? As you now know what's there.
Yeah, I guess the plan was. Now that I know that there's some danger down there, I'll get down there and try and help.
With what weapon?
I've got my spear out. So it would be...
just using it almost like a thrusting spear, very short jabbing spear.
Yeah, it's just a one-handed spear, speed 6.
Yeah. And Zedric is longsword, which is 6, I think, is it? Or 7, possibly. What's a longsword, Cedric? Tom.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't have a sheet for that. Sorry.
I've got it open here. A longsword is speed. Is that 4?
The
no,
table's
it's
a
weight
bit
4.
jank for this book.
That's weight 4. That's 4 pounds. Speed is the other column. Longsword is speed 5.
5. Okay, Zedric, you're a fighter specialised in your obsidian longsword, so you actually get to attack twice. This is the second round of combat. Benvo.
Oh, cool.
Bone dagger.
Your action. But any movement? Anything else?
Is it? I'm so used to 5th edition. Is it a similar thing where moving, out of range of enemies is going to provoke an opportunity attack?
Yes, unless you disengage, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, I guess if it's possible to sort of reposition myself somewhat closer to the door like that.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Retreat towards your friends slowly. Okay, let's say Zedric beat my 6.
All right.
Oh, hey, John. Welcome.
2.
You may be about to also catch your first TPK live.
No.
2. Yep, 2. You win, which is going to be Bone Dagger first. Is Benvo specialised in anything? Do Rangers specialise? They are single class fighters.
No.
No, is it just fighters? It's
just fighters.
Only fighters specialised. Okay, Bone Dagger for Benvo. I guess attacking the same one?
Yeah, so that's a D20 again, isn't it?
Yeah, D20. Rolling, probably, because of what you already know, you want like 13, 14 or higher. That would be a miss.
7.
Okay, you beat them by 4, didn't you? So they're going to be attacking on 9. In that case, Zedric is going to get his first hit in, isn't he? First.
Cool.
Because he's going to... On that one, I guess. That one, that end. Meanwhile, you can do Cure Light Wounds, obviously, Gudea, because that goes off at 1.
I rolled a 3.
They have speed, don't they? They have spells have casting time.
Yeah, I think COW. I thought COW might be 3 actually, or something
it's
like that.
5. 5 is what I wrote down.
Is it 5?
Yeah.
In that case, you're going to technically beat these creatures. Yeah,
Yeah.
You can roll. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Stiv is technically going to go first, isn't he? He's going on 8. So, Stiv, you arrive down as they swarm forward towards Zedric, and you get to kind of. you look like an adult playing in a Wendy house.
Yeah.
Here. What was your movement? Did you confirm? We should check. What was your movement?
So I've written down that my base movement rate is 30.
Does that mean your movement is 6? I mean, I can check this.
6 is in 6 5-foot squares.
Yeah, because my moderate movement speed is,
Yeah, because
Seven.
That's
it's
slower
like,
than average.
and then light
no, that's
is
fast.
22.
That's faster than average.
Yeah,
I don't.
and then base.
Well, I don't. Like the only time I see speed mentioned in the Dark Sun book is like time and movement.
I think normally my base movement rate is listed as 12 for my other
And
characters.
it depends how encumbered you are.
It has some
Yes,
movement
depends how encumbered
points.
you are.
Half giant 30, half elf, human, elf, mole 24.
Oh no, half giant. So yeah, okay. So your
Dwarf 12,
normal speed
halfling 12.
is your 15. So your half speed would be 7.5. You like you like your little an eel, a half giant sized eel wriggling through the sand on hands and knees, creepy growing up in the Wendy house with a spear.
Yeah, so do I have any sort of penalty when I get down there?
Your movement is penalised. I think your AC is going to be penalised because you can't move very quickly, but your attack will not be, and you do
Okay.
get to attack now.
Then I will attack with my full bonus. I think I hit him.
Roll damage. As the spear just goes into the face. The face, you're not sure. There's like the tentacles reach up towards you, and there's like the orifice it's trying to drag you towards this small creature. And the spear just jabs straight towards it. Roll damage.
Yeah, spear's D. What's it? D6? D6.
Yep. D6.
Yeah, D6, D8, but what the D8 gets like large things.
Yeah.
I think it's going
Are
to be
you
unhappy.
specialised in spear?
I am, yes. I rolled max.
I'm just gonna. In that case, yeah, you're gonna be able
roll-
to. You're gonna get another
roll-
attack this turn. That is
roll
more than
weapon
it's.
breaking. Roll for weapon breaking.
Yeah, roll for your weapon breaking.
Right,
Don't
yes,
roll a
it's
20.
right?
Is it,
You may
is it 20 or
not
is it
get a
one?
second attack.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were doing like every other round for each person since I didn't attack last round, or just for ease of use.
No, every other round for the combat lasting. You were in initiative last time, so I'm giving you the second
Yeah.
attack this time. Your weapon does not break. It'll be a 1, I think is
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
says.
It
Okay,
says
so you'll be
on
attacking again in 5. That is just. It is shish kebabbed. Yeah, the fighters are coming to the rescue, Benvo. You can feel yourself potentially surviving. We'll see.
Nice.
However, they're going to attack you. 2 of them attack Benvo,
Oh no.
and both are going to hit. Benvo might be about to die. Though I say
No.
he said nowhere near. 11 more, you're on 18 damage.
Yep, still good.
Might not survive a third round.
And Zedric, I'm going to hit AC 3, which is
Yeah,
going to hit
that'll
you
definitely
in
hit me.
studded leather. 4 damage.
Yeah.
Zedric is bloodied, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zedric is forced back by one of those as Benvo, probably slightly worse for wear now, kind of fends them off. 3rd round of combat.
Don't I get a second attack?
Actions. Oh, you do know both you and Stiv get a second round of combat. Stiv, you still also
Yeah,
definitely
well,
have
that's a
movement. Crazily, you've because you're going to be moving 7 squares.
Yeah, I would
So,
love for
as-
Benvo to get behind me, but well, I'll just try. and
Zedric,
kill
you're
this
going
one
first.
I rolled a 2, so.
So yeah, that you miss. Okay.
Yeah.
Stiv, what do you do? Do you attack the one near you, or do you try to climb over it?
I attacked
Or?
one near me. I think I missed it. That would be what, AC 10?
AC 10, that misses.
Your Thacker should
Third
be higher than
round.
that, aren't you? You're a
Oh,
fighter.
yeah, I'm a 3rd level now, so it would be Thakos 17.
18.
18?
Increases
Yeah.
to 19 at 2, and then...
I keep forgetting that we're level 3 technically.
That hit...
You're level
that hit
18.
8.
Level 18 plus your strength.
So that hit AC 8, AC 8, I think.
That hits.
Yeah, so it should be Thako 18 now. Should put that down here.
Yeah, you should be.
I forgot to, yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, it has
Upgrade my
11 hit points.
Well, I've got a chance, but I
I
think
Guaranteed, isn't it, if it's plus 10?
Yeah.
no.
How
Well, I
much
looked. I think it should just be plus 9. Technically,
Um,
Only
I
plus
rolled
9.
max
yeah.
damage again.
well, you 21
Roll
strength.
again, see if you break it.
But you're special.
At this point, Benvo, you turn around to see a half giant crawling down the corridor towards you with a spear with 2 worms like stuck on it, like the meat on kebab. The tentacles look a bit like strands of lettuce.
Does specialized give you +1 to damage or +2 to damage?
+1 to hit and +2 to damage.
Okay, then it should be +10 then. Okay.
Yeah. So it's actually
Because then I have a -1 for it being a bone weapon. So
yeah.
it would work all out to +10. But
Yeah.
whatever. 13 or 15 damage is yeah.
This Stiv is a horrendous character. Especially with the fact that our half movement crawling through sand, he's still like, yeah, it's fine. He's not even using it two-handed because he's using one of his hands to crawl. Third round, can cavalry arrive to rescue Benvo from these things? Declare actions.
I'm going to disengage.
Disengage and move, presumably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and move. Yeah.
Yeah, you disengage. You don't move. You stay there.
I think I'm just going to
Cedric.
guard the door and let Stiv deal with this, frankly.
Yeah, I think I'm just watching in horror at what Stiv is doing.
Yeah, just
Yeah, not these things in the sand.
just
Literally, what
stand
this
back and
giant
let
is.
the massacre continue.
Yeah, I think I'll stay at the entrance to this side room and wait for Benvo to run past me, hopefully, and if the things follow, I will stab at it.
Stab.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're saying, Gudea, you're just watching.
Yeah.
Is there a speed for watching? Okay.
It must be like
Stiv.
50 or something. I'm shocked.
Stiv, beat my
Ugh.
2. Oh no. Oh no. Beat my
Jesus.
2.
No big deal. Solid 7.
No. Here we go. 2d20.
That's a shame.
1 hit, 1 miss. How many hit points do you have left, Benvo?
6.
Oh.
Oh,
Come on.
But
Shit.
that is
Wait,
not
wait.
inst-
-2
that
is
not
an instant death.
It's not
Yeah.
instant death. It's not instant death.
Incredibly.
-3 is
Wow.
instant death.
Wow.
You guys managed to lose 2 members of your party in this this dungeon. I want everyone to know. Like Sadira is just standing upstairs, frozen in some way. Cool. So there's none remaining.
I like how you called it a dungeon.
Stivels-
This is just like an inn.
it's just a
It's like an
basement.
old inn.
Yeah. Yeah. You can. I mean, this actually happens in certain parts of neglected rural England. So, yeah, Cedric or Stiv, are you changing your actions?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
crawl in there
charge
instead.
in and attack, yeah. Might as well go
I guess
for
Cedric
a
is going to be
third-party member
first.
killed, I reckon.
Cedric is going first because of his speed and his weapon. Stiv is technically quicker, but it's just not going to matter. The tiny percentage.
Let
I'd
you go
also say
first
these
because
monsters
I
are
assume I will basically take up the whole tunnel, so you might as well go in first.
So do I?
Yeah.
So I roll my attack now.
Yep. Yep, you do.
Rolled an 18 that time, so I guess that's a hit.
Yep, that is a hit.
And it's D8 damage, is it, for a longsword? I don't know what Cedric's strength is.
Yep, that's
if
right.
he gets any damage modifiers.
No, it's an obsidian sword for what it's worth. He won't have any damage modifiers.
Okay.
His Thacko will be 9. Oh, or did I give you a separate Thacko? I don't know.
Well, 1 damage. There you go.
Yep. Is that including any penalties from Obsidian? I don't remember. Obsidian doesn't take damage penalties, does it? It's
I
okay.
don't think so, no.
No. Okay. So that one is on 1 out of 10. The other
Obsidian's
is-
-1 damage, -2 to hit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, then I do no damage.
Yep.
Minimum 1 point. It does say minimum 1.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
I do 1
you do, yeah, you do your minimum of 1 point of damage, and then the other one has taken 2 points of damage from Benvo's dagger. Stiv, I guess you're just shoving Cedric aside, aren't you, at this point?
Let me in here.
Cedric flies backwards with a very gentle shove. Stiv, your turn.
Ugh. Nope.
Nope. Okay. Benvo, at the start of the round, you'll lose 1 hit point. Actions from Gudea, Zedric, and Stiv.
I yell at them to chew on me.
I mean, if I can get in and attack again, I will. But if I can't get past,
I guess you can squeeze with your movement. You could squeeze toward Benvo, couldn't you?
yeah, I'll do that.
Stiv is now in the room, so there's a bit of space.
Well, I'm
And are
back
you
to 2
attacking
attacks this round, so I will attack twice.
Yeah, I guess I will as well.
Which one are you Are you attacking the top one or the right hand one?
I guess I'll attack the right hand one.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
will move up, and I guess if they're still alive at the end of the round, I'll shoot. But like, I'd like to wait
Yep.
to give everyone else the opportunity before I risk shooting
Yep.
an ally.
Into close combat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alex, do you want to roll initiative? Beat my
No.
7.
Oh, I can do that.
There you go. They have natural attacks, so they are going first. One will... In fact, they're both attack Stiv, because Stiv is the one at the front. Soaring forward, there's this susurrating sound in the silt sand and the floor as they come forward. Like, you're not even sure what their locomotive power is. They just seem to glide through, like fish through water. And the first one hits AC 6, and the second one hits nothing. AC 6?
My shieldless AC is 4.
Wow.
Ah.
Do I have, do I have
so
a further
you-
penalty besides having no shield?
You might do. Well, you will do, because you are not able to move.
Well, you let me know.
Do you,
Without
do
my
you
shield
have
is
a,
4.
Do you have a dex bonus to it?
Yes, my dex adjustment is 2. So I guess I would have an AC 6 if I had no shield and
Yep.
no
And
dex.
no dex. It just hits you then. And just chews on you for 1 hit point of damage. You don't even notice. It's inconsiderable.
I'd say that's quite considerable.
Okay.
Considerable
Gudea.
for some.
Zedric.
Wait, what about the other one?
I guess Zedric can actually move up to that.
They
the
both,
other one
both
missed.
attack me.
Yeah.
Okay.
They both attack Zedric.
Yep, I'll
So
attack.
Zedric, I assume you move up and attack that one.
No, I missed. That was a 4.
Stiv, your first attack. Benvo, you look up and
There
see
it
it through the haze. Through the haze, you see your friends arriving. That is going to crushingly hit.
Almost max.
Wow.
That is dead. Zedric, your second attack.
11. I guess if I'm a second level fighter, my Thacker would be 19, so AC 8 probably.
AC 8 hits.
Have I done the maths right on that? Does that sound
So
legit?
it is. It's that's right. Yep. You've got DA8 damage then with a longsword with +1 -1, so D8.
Oh, 8 that time. So 7 damage.
Squash. You just cut it in half. Looks tasty.
Yum. Well, thank God for that.
Okay. Next initiative round, Benvo is going to drop to -4. -10 is death, remember? What are you doing?
Shouting out that Benvo's down. Oh,
Yeah, right. Does anyone have a healer's kit? Is there a healer's kit in the caravan? Have we got any healer's kit? Anyone got?
didn't Gudea just heal themselves? So you can.
I used
heal?
my one casting of Cure Light Wounds for the day.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. Why? I figured Benbo would be fine. He had 25 hit points.
Yeah, I
I
was a lot more confident as well.
Okay.
I have
Welcome to Dark Sun.
I've
To be
no
fair,
idea.
I also rolled absolutely monstrous. I rolled
Yeah.
monstrous
Yeah.
attacks and hits versus him.
Put some
Absolutely
sand
wasted
on the
you.
wound. Quick, soak it up.
I guess I'll use a bit of Benbo's cloak or something to bind his wounds. I imagine Benbo has something like that. Try and stop his bleeding.
That's what. If you don't have healing, what is there a check you can do? Is it just a? Let's have a check.
I kind of
But
feel
yeah,
like
because no one has
I-
healing, I take it.
Yeah.
No.
Do you need a healing proficiency for, like, first aid stops on bleeding out? So that's like kind of the most basic bit of first aid of healing.
Yeah. No, first aid, I think, generally speaking, just halts the loss of further hit points.
Right.
But the hit point total will stay at -4 without healing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that will work.
And then tomorrow I can cast Cure Light Wounds on him.
I guess Mhaeve could as well. Mhaeve just is outside.
Yeah.
Not that we know this.
Yeah.
We just need to get him upstairs and secure.
So I guess probably. Oh, well, I suggest Stiv pick him up, but Stiv probably can't pick him up and crawl. So.
Zedric will
You
probably
see,
be able to carry him. But I'll say to
Benvo has
I'll say
there
to
are
Gudea,
there are 5 half bottles of bright blue liquid next to Benvo.
bright green. You mean?
Green, yes, sorry. Minty green.
I will ask Gudea to get the bottles, and Zedric will pick up Benvo and get him out so that
Well,
Stiv can crawl out unimpeded.
I think we should focus on making sure you carry him all down till we can get him sat down somewhere less cramped with better light. Actually tie up bandages or whatever, and then come down and get the bottle.
Yeah, fine.
Because I wanted to
I'm sure you can do
I
that.
want to distract the Green Lady, and seeing our friends nearly dead that might distract her.
Yeah, Jade says, "Oh no, were there ragamuffins and vagrants down there? What's happening?"
There was some kind of tentacle insect.
We'll bring her one of the bodies to show her.
Yeah,
She looks fairly horrified.
it's just in the sand. It's full of sand down there. Not sure if you knew.
She'll probably go and look and be like, "I'm not sure anyone is around here anymore."
Oh, well, I'm glad something good came of this.
She looks and says, "Ah, your poor friend,"
Yeah,
and then just turns back around. She's like, has no further view on that.
I don't suppose being a refined and erudite lady type from a big city, you know anything about like stitching up wounds or stitching up anything.
She's like, "No, I'm just dancing, doing the magic hair stuff. That's really my skill set."
It's pretty specialised.
She's like, "I'm a magical jade construct. It is what it is."
I suppose so.
Great. Anything you want to do? We should probably leave it there. But anything you want to do
I think
before we close for tonight?
We should kind of plan for future, because obviously we don't want to leave Benvo alone anymore, so we keep exploring. And we probably want to be out of the city before nightfall, so probably just leave the city now. Try and find somewhere comfortable to rest up.
Yeah, take them out, bring the chains out, set up camp.
We should leave some food and water next to Sadira in case she comes back to life and needs to make it out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Does she have her pack on her? I imagine she has.
Yeah,
a
she
water
does. She has. She
She will
has.
have-
She has I think she has like 2 rations and a water skin. But my thinking is, if we had to like actually get out of Dodge because of the bad things which happen at night in this area, her being able to have a bit of range, if and when the spell wears off, might be a good thing.
How far is it on foot? How long is it on foot from here
To Fort Cicera,
Yeah.
it's like 3 days, so she wouldn't need loads and loads.
So I don't know. Give her a few days worth of dried rations. Leave them like hanging from a rafter or something, so that like scavengers can't get to them.
Yeah. And I guess if you close the door as well.
Yeah, that'd probably help.
Yeah, you can close the door. That works. Yeah, Benvo, you are. I guess you technically are walking wounded, but not. I mean, as in, you're on the kind of like. I need to double check, but at death's door, you're at the you can sort of be carried around and you can talk, but or you can stagger, but you can't actually do very much.
Okay.
Unless you were to receive a heal spell or you heal up for a week. Same rules as for Spelljammer. Not that Fistful ever experienced that. Fistful just went around butchering people. Yeah. Today it was Stiv. Yeah, great. Okay, then we'll leave that there, and we're going to try. I think we'll try to find a date to do something before Christmas. It may be Dark Sun, it may be something else, depending on people who's around and who's available. But we'll try to do something. I think was the plan. That'll be in a couple of weeks' time, I guess. So look out for that, and I guess give our rather chastened and humbled players any advice you want to in the comments about.
I'm going to start rolling up the second character.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I've got Zedric.
I was going to say the two players who haven't actually expanded their character tree yet are both like, man, my characters are screwed. They're not dead.
I should have known I'd be punished for my hubris.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, then. I'm going to end the stream there. See everyone in a couple of weeks.
Idiot.